Today, the 11th of August 2025, marks the 50-day countdown for the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup that will be held in India from 30th of September. The 13th edition of this Women's World Cup will be played in two countries, India with the venues being Bengaluru, Indore, Visakhapatnam and Guwahati, and Colombo will host the matches, among others, involving Pakistan, with the India-Pakistan match scheduled in Colombo. 13 editions, this being the 13th. In the previous 12 editions, Australia have won 7 times, England 4 times, and in New Zealand only once. India have been runners-up on 2 occasions, and in the previous occasions that India have hosted the ICC Women's World Cup, Australia have won on both occasions, lifting the titles convincingly. Whether India, led by Harmanpreet Kaur, who had a fantastic series in England very recently, winning the ODI series and also the T20 series in England, beating the England women, will they become the 4th country to win the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup. Going by the name, it's definitely and obviously the 50-over format, the last being played in 2022, with Australia being the defending champions. So there you go, the countdown, 50-day countdown has begun. ICC Women's Cricket World Cup in India, the first match being scheduled in Bengaluru between the two host nations. India obviously being the host country, with some matches giving to Colombo because Pakistan, for obvious political reasons, cannot tour India. So in England 2017, where India finished runners-up to the host nation, Sri Lanka being the second country this edition, and India with 4 venues. Whether the Bengaluru matches will be taking place because of the recent developments and the news about major matches in Chinnaswamy Stadium to be moved out because of the stampede following RCB's maiden IPL title victory this year. Bengaluru, the first match of this tournament, the ICC Women's World Cup, India versus Sri Lanka. There are news that the matches will stay in Bengaluru, but there is still an official confirmation yet to come from the organizers. With 50 days to go, there was an event at a top hotel in Mumbai where the captain Harmanpreet Kaur, her deputy Smriti Mandhana, and Mumbai's own Jemimah Rodrigues, they had a discussion and spoke about the preparations and the confidence and the expectations that a home World Cup can bring. In a panel discussion that followed later involving world champion in 2011, India's own Yuvraj Singh, the player of the tournament in 2011 in the World Cup that was held in India, and former India captain who led India to the final of the 2017 World Cup and who represented India for more than 2 decades, Mithali Raj, spoke about what's in store and the expectations on how to shut out the outside noise, like Yuvraj Singh mentioned about how they went about tying a game against England in Bengaluru in the 2011 World Cup, losing to South Africa and regrouping with senior player Sachin Tendulkar and coach Gary Kirsten, telling them, the team, to shut out all the outside noise, to stop reading newspapers, to not listen to anybody outside of the team and just focus on the games ahead. which was to win the World Cup, and which was what they did. So this is what followed. The team's preparations, as spoken by Harmanpreet Kaur, Smriti Mandhana and Jemima Rodrigues, and the panel discussion involving Mithali Raj, Yuvraj Singh, and also the recently appointed CEO of the ICC, Sanjay Gupta.
मैं थोड़ा सवाल पूछूंगा।
मैं पूछा सर, वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है,
वर्ल्ड कप
काउंटडाउन भी शुरू हो गया। आज टीम बढ़िया फॉर्म में है, क्या एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं टीम से?
मैं कुछ मैच देखो, एक्सपेक्टेशंस तो सबकी यही है कि इंडिया जीते, बट आई थिंक हमको अपनी गर्ल्स को सपोर्ट करना चाहिए जैसे हम लड़कों को सपोर्ट करते हैं। इंडिया में वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है एंड आई अर्ज ऑल द फैंस टू कम एंड वॉच द गेम, सपोर्ट आवर टीम एंड we want our girls to win, yes, but it's more about to come and support them.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Played the home World Cup earlier.
One more question.
Now we are seeing that the women team will be playing a home World Cup. So that is a different pressure altogether, right? What would your message to them be on this occasion?
See, whether you're playing in India or away, pressure is always going to be there. But yes, expectations are more when you play in your country because you understand your conditions well. So I understand that, but I think the girls have played a lot of cricket to understand the pressure. And I'm sure in tough situations, they're going to come out and do their best.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
So I know we've got lots of questions, that are very detailed. Let's just start with the emotion of it. Now you can't control it with the tosses, with the team selection, with the squad, with the bat. How does it feel when you come to an event where everything is about 50 days to go, World Cup in India, and such a wonderful team, inspiring skipper leading up to this edition? What's the feeler?
Well, I'm excited because World Cups always gets those old memories back, and the way the team has been doing in the last 1 year, really well in this format, just not in ODIs. I think even the T20 coming off a wonderful series in England, beating England in England is a huge ask, but they have done it. And I can see when they were talking about the confidence and having a home World Cup. Nothing better when the team is really doing well.
Yeah, I mean, the confidence is there in almost every single answer that we had from the three of them. Is relevant. This champion, Yuvraj Singh, 50 days, I know, again, there's nothing much you can control on the field. But this is a World Cup, an Indian team is representing. What is the feeling when you're a cricketer who's going to be a part of a World Cup, 50 days to go, is almost every decision that you're taking off the field, on the field, with the World Cup in sight all the time?
First of all, Mithul's talking like a batting. I can see that. Thank you ICC, Mr. Jayasha, Mr. Gupta for having me here. I think 50 over World Cup is the World Cup. And it's happening in India, and I think it's everybody should be really excited about it. These moments don't come often in your life, I believe, and I feel it's a great opportunity to create history. But that doesn't mean that from the start go you're thinking of winning it. You have to experience the whole enigma of it. You have to feel that you put in the process. And results will come. So I think lost a couple of finals. We've been there, and it's really important that you enjoy this moment, be in the moment, rather than thinking ahead. And I think it's a great opportunity. Fans will go crazy. We were supporting the boys. Now it's time to support the girls.
Fans will go crazy. We will go crazy. We've already started it. Sanjay, you've got a very unique perspective on the growth of the game. And something that we've been talking about regularly was that moment when the T20 World Cup was an absolute sellout. 86,000 people watching. The viewership has just been on an upwards trajectory. What has probably been one of the most critical points of this turnaround for women's cricket as well for this trajectory? And how much of a role do you think the 2017 edition played in that?
It played a huge role. It's already been said what a moment it was for Indian cricket when the women returned from the World Cup, and the way that they were received at the airport just showed how much latent support for women's cricket and cricket in general existed in this country. You know, any major movement is made up of many small moves, and there have been many small moves over, you know, as you said, 50 years of international cricket in India, but more has happened for women's cricket in the last 10 years or so than perhaps had happened in the 40 years prior. Just the outpouring of support, the support that the game has received from the BCCI and the ICC and the larger ecosystem, the support that it has received from stakeholders across the board, whether it's the franchises in WPL, whether it's the commercial partners who've come forth to support it, it's genuinely today positioned for the most massive leap possible. So the upcoming World Cup is possibly that springboard for the next phase of the journey for women's cricket. And at times we are guilty of looking at very small things. We look at numbers, we look at performances on the field, and all of those are important. But there is a larger picture here. The larger picture has to do with what this means for the country. The growth of women's cricket in many ways is a reflection of the country's progress. It normalizes women occupying spaces which were traditionally dominated by men. It normalizes women being outdoors. It also creates an opportunity for men and women both to come out and support Team India, not just the men in blue, but the women in blue. So in every sense, the growth of women's cricket over the last 8 years particularly has brought us to this moment where it's time for women's cricket to take the next leap. And this World Cup is the aperture or the springboard for that next leap.
Fab. Looking forward to it. No pressure. I mean, we know that the springboard moment will come with the larger picture and hopefully with the trophy as well. Mithali, you've seen it. We are not. This is not to mention how many years you've been playing cricket for, but for a beautiful career that spanned more than 2 decades. You've seen a lot of this evolution in front of your eyes on the field. You've seen in terms of how the Indian cricket team the perception has been in and around global cricket. You've seen the body language change, you've seen the confidence change. How much has it evolved? And let's just say in the last decade and a half too, maybe.
I'll say the evolution of the sport in our country had certain significant moments, I would say. Everything added up to where we are today. Like say you start with coming under BCCI was a huge thing way back in 2006. The infrastructure and the facilities, the domestic setup, were all now taken care by BCCI, even the financial aspect of it. There were hardly any international series back then, sometimes 2 years, and we don't get to play an international series. Whereas now you see the girls playing a lot more of the games, lot more bilateral series, and that really helps to build a momentum, or if you have an existing momentum, to take it a notch higher. Then comes, of course, coming under ICC. I remember the 2009 World Cup in Australia. That was the first time few matches were televised on a reputed sports channel, and the first time my father saw me play on television. And it's something I would like to share is that I was planning to quit post that World Cup because there was not much in women's cricket, and I was sort of struggling with an injury, since 2005. And I thought, like, after the World Cup, say goodbye to the sport. But then I've seen how it impacted my family. My father enjoyed watching me play. A lot of people who were invested in the team, in the players, were actually watching women's cricket. We had a few small followers on their own watching women's cricket. So let me extend a couple more years. And then I went on to play for a longer time. And then the 2017 World Cup, that actually transformed women's cricket, not in India, but globally, I would say, because social media was relatively new. ICC did their part in campaigning and promoting on a larger scale, I would say, because I was packing for the World Cup and I saw I think Champions Trophy was being played, India-Pakistan, and I switched on the TV and I was listening to the commentary and packing. And then I hear the commentators go like, the next big event is the Women's One Day World Cup, and they show the captains' hoardings at the stadium. So It was a good ad. It was a good campaign for the World Cup with the emojis and everything. And then, you know, for a long period, the T20 World Cup was like a curtain raiser, the women's T20 to the men's. And then we had a standalone T20 World Cup and the WPL. You know, that was huge because for the longest time, a lot of people were asking about the league in India, the impact of Women's Premier League. Though it's still new, it's just 3 years in. And, you know, the pay equity, you know, everything had added up to where women's cricket is today. And it didn't happen overnight, it's a journey. And it was good to actually witness it, part of it. Records come and go, but I can at least say that I've seen the previous eras and the current one at least, and I've lived it. That is something, is my takeaway from this beautiful sport.
It's beautiful. In 50 years, I mean, now we're so used to a DY partner or a CCR one getting back with women play. Recently, when they were playing in England, just to see the rain break in Lords, where you were wondering whether there'll be any action or not, but everybody stayed back to see the game, the global superstars.
World Cup at home. No country had won the World Cup at home. And it was 28 years since we won the World Cup. And I remember we tied a game against England and then we were playing well. And I remember we lost one game against South Africa where we were in a winning position. I won't go into details. And we lost the game. And we got a lot of backlash, obviously. Welcome to India. So, a lot of backlash, you know, a lot of chat about how India is going about their tournament. I think I remember having a chat, Tendulkar and Gary Kirsten coming in and having a chat with us saying that from now we're going to go and win the World Cup from here. What are the things we need to do if you want to win the World Cup? Nobody's going to watch TV from now. Nobody's going to read the newspaper. Social media wasn't big that time, right? Now it's even dangerous for you because it's right there on your phone. So my advice, switch it off when the World Cup is going on. And the third thing he said that when you walk through crowds, you know, you're happy to take photos or signatures, put your headphones on. Go and focus on the field. Going back to your room, put your headphones back on. You know, be in that moment. Cut the noise and try and do what you need to do, you know, to win this tournament. Because this moment is, you don't know when it's going to come back or ever come back, or if any of us will be playing this moment. So be in the moment and let's try and do this as a team. We did that, it'll work. I'm not saying it's going to work for you. I'm just saying that the team has to focus on something which makes them believe that, okay, if we do this, this might work for us.
Fabulous. Jamie, don't worry.
But I think they did speak about preparation because that's what gives them a lot of confidence. But as Yuvi said, you got to be there in the present. There'll be a lot of noise, as he rightly said so, because it's a home World Cup. Everybody are rooting for our team. I would only say that, you know, they reflect back into all those matches they've been winning this year. Just pick and seize those moments, those very important moments during a game, because that's what is going to take you a step forward, closer to what all of us want, the hands on this cup. Nothing much, no stress, as we say, but still there will be a little bit. That's good. There has to be a bit of butterflies in when you're playing the big event, but I think mindset is what all three of them spoke about. That is so important even when the times are not so great during a World Cup, because it's a one-day World Cup. It's a little longer than the T20 World Cup. Finishes in 2 weeks, but one-day World Cup, you've got to play each and every team. It's a little longer. So it is also how often or how consistently you're carrying that mindset, that attitude into each and every game. That counts as well. So I wish all the very best. The team has been doing really well and we're all rooting for them.
I'd just like to urge everyone in this room, I know the media fraternity is here and our broadcaster in India is here as well. I think the best investment that each of us as individuals can make towards this World Cup is just to watch it. and to get kids around us to watch it. The deeper this game goes, the more kids are exposed to the beauty of women's cricket and the glory of women's cricket, the better the sports ecosystem is going to be. So if there is one thing that I would urge everyone who's perhaps watching this and is in the room is to get more people around you to just watch the World Cup. Because what that will do is it will create almost a wave of both support but also belief and inspiration around the country. So that's my one request to everyone, which is to get people to watch, because just watching the World Cup is enough to inspire an entire generation to believe more in women's cricket in general, and just the virtues that sport stands for, which nothing else can deliver.
Thank you, Sanjay. Wonderful message. Close to the trophy, we're also celebrating our victory, not at the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup.
The stage ICC Women's Cricket World Cup in India 2025, a moment to be cherished with some iconic people. And now let's get our beautiful smiles for this moment.
बिल्कुल